Are you a parent of a teenager and you recently read something in a Christian parenting book and you're wondering, oh no, did I blow it with my teenager? Hi, everyone. I get this question a lot. There's plenty of parents of older children, whether they are just entering the teenage years or they've been there for a while, who discover a heart based approach to parenting. And the next question they ask me is, oh no, did I blow it? Can I even start using this? It looks really great. I wish I would have known this when they were younger. I don't know. Can I even start using this? Yes, you can, and I'm here to talk about that today. I've got for you four challenges. I'm not saying it's easy. Four challenges to starting to use a heart based approach to parenting with a child when they're entering their teenage years. But I've also got for you three solutions for those challenges. The first challenge that we enter into when we have a teenager and we're just starting to use a heart based approach to parenting is that there's some baggage in the relationship already. We've been relating with this child. This child knows us. They're 12, they're 13, 14, 15, 16. They've got years with us. And we have some great memories, some great relationship pieces, but we also have some baggage. We also have some practices in our parenting that maybe we look back on and go, gosh, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I wasn't so harsh. I wish I didn't yell so much. I wish I would have. We've got that list. And our kids experience that. And so, because of that, their heart is sometimes a little bit harder to this shift we're about to make to a heart based approach to parenting. That doesn't mean we can't break through, just means it's going to be a little bit more challenging. A second challenge that we see is that their world has gotten a lot busier. When our kids are little, we really control their schedule a lot. We decide if they're going to be in certain extracurricular activities, what they're doing after school, what play dates they're going on, what's happening on the weekends. When they're teenagers, they've got lots more homework. They have sports that they're doing. Some of them have jobs. They have a social life they're more interested in, and they've got a device connecting them to that social life as well. So their world has gotten immensely busier, which makes it harder for us to break through simply because the time's not as available as it was when they're younger. When we're trying to invest in relationship and we have lots of time, gosh, that's such a gift. But when our kid is on the go a lot, we have to get creative at getting into their world and building that relationship with them. Third challenge that comes along with being busy is that there's a lot of other influences in your child's life. There's a lot of other people and aspects of the world telling them what they think, what they should believe, how they should act. When they were younger, it was mostly us, and if your child goes to school, it was some of their teachers as well. There might have been sometimes a couple of parents that you were friends with, or maybe a coach in their life as well, but that's about it. And when they're younger, the vast majority of those people are all communicating very similar values about being honest, sharing toys, taking care of others, so there's a lot of commonality there. There's not too many voices. By the time they're teenagers, we have a lot more voices in their world. The digital world is now at them. They're watching all kinds of streaming services, lots of different reels and shorts and videos online. Their friendships tend to diversify a lot more, and so you've got lots of other worldviews coming in as well. They need all of this, don't get me wrong. I'm not afraid to have our teenagers interacting with the world and hearing all of these different worldviews. They need that. Jesus wasn't afraid of that. He wasn't afraid to have his disciples interact with the world either. But if we're trying to start using a heart based approach, it is more challenging when they're teenagers because we've got all these other outside influences. And the fourth challenge that comes along is that a lot of those influences are telling your child that they should not be listening to you, that you're old school, you don't know, and you're just not really to be listened to anymore. That sort of affirms some natural developmental milestones that your teenager's hitting. These developmental milestones that's getting them ready to explore the bigger world, to go out into the world, explore it, and come back to the safety of home and digest what they just saw. And eventually, they're going to be looking to launch into the world. And so, those are just natural developmental milestones for teenagers. Now, you add in the voice of the world telling them, hey, that place you return back to all the time, yeah, that's not worth returning back to. They really don't know what they're talking about, especially if they follow Jesus. That makes it a little bit more challenging to start off a heart-based approach to parenting at this age. I just gave you a lot of downer news. I gave you 4 challenges to starting off in the teen years with a heart-based approach to parenting. Now I'm going to tell you some solutions to those challenges because you should do this anyway. A heart-based approach to parenting is the most powerful way to parent. It's the way God parents us. It's how we should parent our children because we're not looking at their outward behavior. We're looking at their hearts instead. And we're saying to ourselves, hey, behavior is just communication. Behavior is just an outward sign of what's going on inside the heart. Let me parent the heart and connect with them there. So yes, we want to start this. I want you to remember something. Think about all the people in the Bible that it looked too late for. Because that's the fear a lot of parents are having when they start trying to use a heart-based approach to parenting with their teenagers. It's too late. I missed it. I messed up. Think about this. Abraham. How old is Abraham and Sarah? How old are they when they first start having kids, right? They're like 90s, 100 years old. God waits till then before he really gets started with Abraham and Sarah. Think about Moses. He's in his 80s and he's walking around the wilderness. Like, he's old when he's confronting the Pharaoh. He's been doing this thing called life a long time. God looks at people and it's never too late in his opinion. We need to have that same approach with our children. It's never too late. Even if your child's grown and out of the house, it's not too late to make a shift in the way that you parent them and the way you grandparent your grandkids as well. So I want to give you 3 solutions to help you with this challenge that you're facing. The first one really is that you need to start the shift. And you need to start the shift slowly but surely. Start looking for ways to move in the direction of heart-based parenting. There's lots of videos here on this YouTube channel that are going to help you do that. And if you've ever watched one of my YouTube videos and you found it helpful and you're finding this one helpful, hit that like button right now. But you want to start the shift now. Don't wait around till the time becomes perfect. Start the shift now. For some of us, that's going to be a smooth shift because we look back at our parenting like, okay, I didn't do it perfectly. I wasn't always sure, but we have a decent relationship with our kids. We'll be okay. I'm going to start implementing some of these tools and strategies so I can really connect with my kid now. For the rest of us, some of us have some really rough relationships with our kids when they're teenagers. Some of us have relationships that are broken at this point, and we need to do some repair work on that relationship. Some of us might even have a need to apologize. The truth be told, even when you use a heart-based approach to parenting, you're going to have times where you need to apologize to your kids. And if you right now are struggling in your relationship with your child and you realize there's some stuff I've done that has not been the best parenting. You know, I lost my cool way too many times, and I've never really apologized to my kid. I didn't believe them when I should have at times, or whatever it might be. And you might not even know, you just might get this sense that I know that I could have done this better. You want to humbly approach your child and model what it means to apologize. Something as simple as saying to your child, hey, listen, whatever their name is, say their name there. I was thinking about our relationship, and I know it's not what it should be. And I know that in some ways I've probably contributed to that in the way I've parented you. I haven't done it perfectly. And I don't know all the ways where I might have made mistakes, but I want to let you know I'm sorry if I have. I'm sorry for where I have. And if you would forgive me, it would mean a lot to me. I'm going to try to make things right and do better moving forward because I love you. Something as simple as that, you're going to break through a whole bunch of layers in the hardness that is built up, that shell that's built up around their heart. They may not give you the reward of the, oh, you're forgiven, I love you. You know, they might do that. They might still be hard at that point. but they heard your words. Even if they don't show it on the outside, they heard your words, and they're going to need something called time to let those words sink in. They may even need to see some of the shift happening before they're really ready. The second thing I want you to work on, though, next is relationship. We need to do some rebuilding here. We never see God work on changing a human being without having a relationship with that human being first. God values relationship above everything else. And the great thing about this is, and I was reminded of this today in a conversation with somebody, that all the science about people and trauma and relationships, all of it confirms exactly what we see God doing. That if you want to help a child feel safe, if you want to help them self-regulate, if you want to help them feel all these great things, they need to feel loved. They need that connection with other people, including you. So start on relationships. Some ways to start on a relationship: invite them into your world to do the things you're doing. Invite them into your world to join you when you're doing some stuff around the house, or you're going out somewhere. Hey, I'm going to the store to get something. Why don't you come along? Invite them into those moments. Another way to do this is to simply get into their world. If they're on a screen playing a video game, just sit down in the room and watch the game for 10 minutes. And when they're done, don't say anything until they're done, until you're done for 10 minutes, and look over and say, "Wow, you're really good at this game. I'm glad I got to see you play. Keep going." And walk out. You just landed a powerful moment right there, and you don't even realize it. If they're into crafts, sit down. You don't even have to do the craft. It'd be great if you did, but you don't even have to do that. You could just sit there and join them in the craft a little bit. Just watch and listen. Let them just talk about it. Just sit down and ask them, "Hey, what's going on?" And for some of our kids who are really tech heavy, and we really would love to stop them being so tech heavy, maybe play into that a little bit. Send them a text message. Send them a text message about how much you appreciate them. Send them a text message that says something specific that you appreciate about them. But work on the relationship first. The third solution for breaking into your child's world using a heart-based approach to parenting when they're a teenager is to then start establishing new patterns of relationship. We often have some negative ways of relating, some counterproductive ways of living life. We need to reestablish those. So start looking at some of the ways you relate. Just simple things like yelling up the stairs for your kid instead of going up the stairs, because you yell up the stairs for your kid. "Hey, come on down here. Just a minute. Wait, no, I said get down here now." And it turns the wrong way. But if you walked up the stairs, went to their bedroom door and looked in, you could then make a decision. "Oh, I see they're busy with something. I'll wait." Or, "They're busy doing something, but I want to interrupt that because this is important." But now, because you got close, you could make a decision about whether or not you're going to connect with them at that point and interact, because you put the relationship first in doing that. So making those simple changes to the way you cooperate with each other is important. Those changes are going to influence the way you interact now and when they launch and they're no longer with you as well. If you'd like to hear more about this and about helping children with big emotions, you might want to check out my parenting webinar. It's totally free. You can see the link in the description down below. It's all about empowering kids to handle big emotions, and I'm going to help you see 3 steps that any parent can apply to help children, including teenagers, with feelings like anger, feeling anxious, sad, or even more. So I hope I see you at that parenting webinar. And if you're enjoying this video and are hanging out here on YouTube a little bit more and want to learn more about a heart-based approach to parenting, you want to check out this video up here, and YouTube thinks this is the next video in my collection that's best for you. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you real soon. Bye, everyone.